Welcome to Forest Fire Rising, the podcast for visionaries and mystics alike, those who know we are all connected and aren't here for mediocrity, but know they can create anything they desire. A space devoted to helping you root back into your body, your rhythm, and the world around you to become the embodied version of yourself that is safe to receive, express, and blossom into who you always knew you were meant to be. I am your host, Shauna, a college graduate 9-to-5 employee turned creative entrepreneur, breaker of chains, and rhythmic teacher. I am here to guide those who are ready to get back into the flow of nature and flow of themselves. I am on this journey with you, and I am so excited to walk through it together. Hello. Long time no talk. Welcome to, I guess this is season 2 of Forest Fire Rising. And it is season 2, but it's also a completely new show, new vibe. I tweaked my logo just a little bit. The name is the same. I made an amazing new intro because I am literally a different person than when I started this podcast 2 years ago. Like completely, I'm not going to say completely different, but so transformed. I've gone through so many trials. I have learned so much. I have really gotten so clear on my mission and my message here, and what I really want to be sharing. I am just so grateful that you guys have stuck by me, or if you're new here, I'm so grateful that you are here. I know that you could be listening to any podcast. There's thousands and thousands of them out there, and you chose to spend this time with me. And so this is Forest Fire Rebirthed, a reintroduction to me, Shauna, to Forest Fire Rising, the podcast. And we are here to just grow. We are here to talk about real things. And one thing we're not here to do is hide. We're not here to perform. We are not here to make other people happy. We are here to be real, to be authentic, to be raw. And I have realized the reason I stopped doing these episodes is because I was hiding. And that might be a surprise to you because I have always been so outwardly expressive. So, I thought for a long time that I was being unapologetically myself and really, being me. But I realized over these past couple months, it's been about 8 months since I last did an episode, but this transformation has been going on for probably a year and a half, to be honest. And I've really accepted that there is no end to growth. There is no end to healing. I am still going through my healing journey. I am still learning how to really be 100% me. And I am so excited to have you guys on this journey with me. If you really want to hear my story, where I come from, going to college, getting out of college, working 9-to-5 in the field, realizing that was not for me, deciding to pursue my creative endeavors, you can listen to my very first episode that I put out. The very first episode of this show is all about how I pivoted from being a traditional worker into a creative entrepreneur, into an artist, and why I decided to do that. But now I have grown so much more. I have learned so much about myself and community and business and sisterhood that the past year has just been so crazy. I thought that I was, sharing my truth already, but I realized I was not. And this show now is going to be really my truth and what I want to share with y'all. I have realized that it is totally my mission to help other people get in tune with nature, get in tune with the cycles of the earth, and that's what I'm going to do. And it's part of my mission to help people be resourced and have what they need to live the life that they want and do good in the world, because that's what we need. We need more people in the world that are living the life that they want. Good people, so that they can bring more good into the world. And that's what I want to do with this show, is really help those of us that are meant to rise, that are meant to be part of this new earth, do that. That's what this show is going to be about. So we're going to talk about holistic health and wellness. We're going to talk about how our mainstream systems, what we've been taught, all from Western medicine, big pharma, the government, society, why that's all wrong. We're going to talk about business and how our mindsets around money and investing and debt and growth are all so skewed, and how the models that we have been given to go to college, get a job, stable, how that is all wrong. And of course, we are going to talk about spirituality and connecting to source and the greater good for all people, and connecting to source, connecting to earth, and connecting to each other. That is what this show is going to be about from now on. And so I just want to talk a little bit about how in the past, my social media journey is really what I want to talk about today. And I started growing my social media. Really, I've been growing it since I was like 15, so like 13 years. I'm about to be 28 in a few months. That's how long I've really been growing my social media. And I was able to grow, communities of 150,000 on TikTok and 33,000 on Instagram. And I did that in a time where I was in a super duper performative period of my life. I was performing 100%. I grew these pages, I grew this community, I grew friends based on a version of me that was always spiritual, always on top of stuff, always, wearing cute clothes. And, of course, I still am into all of that stuff. I'm still a major advocate for locking in, getting into the gym, wellness, and dressing for yourself and all of that. But I grew these pages with the aesthetic. That's kind of what I did. I used aesthetic and kind of spiritual bypassing type spirituality and, a very non-effective form of healing that I was promoting, that I was being a part of and performing. And I no longer want to do that. I no longer want to be a performer. I want to show up as I am with my embodied, strong message for all of you. And I have realized over the past couple months that I had been doing all of the things, all of the wellness things, going to the gym, red light therapy, getting my minerals in, vitamins, supplements, eating right, getting outside in nature. And there was a big component missing from my healing and my wellness, a huge component. I was not really rooting into my body to really heal the emotional parts of me that needed healing. And I learned that you can be doing all of the right things. You can be getting up and going to the gym. You can be going to bed at night. You can be turning off your screens at night. You can do all these things. You can be doing it all of the right things. But if you are not paying attention and nurturing the emotional part of your body, it's not going to work. If you are not using these things and anchoring in to the emotions behind your unwellness, it's not going to work. If you are, doing any wellness routine, like let's just say dry brushing for lymphatic drainage, something I love and do multiple times a week. Okay, I love lymphatic drainage, I love dry brushing. But if you are not doing it with intention, if you are not doing it with the knowledge that your lymph is where your emotional water body lives, it's not going to work. It's really not. If you do not go deep and really face what's under the hood of your mind, of your trauma, of your emotions, it's not going to work. If you are doing these wellness things just to check boxes, to get your morning routine out of the way, it's not going to work. It's not real. It's not authentic. It's not going to anchor in. It might make you feel good for the day. You might feel a dopamine rush from getting everything done, from taking off those boxes, but that practice is not going to be fully effective if you're not intentionally doing it fully, And I was showing up with, I would make morning routine videos, but then I would stop filming and I would be a stressed out mess. That's something that I have really dealt with in the past few months, is how stressed I have been. And I will talk about nervous system regulation probably in the future on this show. I maybe have talked about it before on this show or on my pages, but my nervous system was not regulated. It has not been regulated since until very recently, when I started really diving in to slowness, to breath, to my breath, to really being intentional with everything I did. So basically, I hit like this wall where I had been growing. I had been doing new things, and I was kind of using like, what is the next thing that I can offer? What is the next trend that I can hop on that is going to basically, make me feel good or give me attention? And then I was not actually living these practices that I was talking about or teaching, because I was constantly in a state of fight or flight. And don't get me wrong, I have, had like a ton of improvements with this, but like the real improvements, the real shit that I have gone through and dealt with in the past, like we'll say the past year has been just like so transformative for me. And I realized, how much I was just hiding behind these nice ideas, these nice aesthetics, these nice practices, rituals, but I really was not practicing them deeply into my soul, into my emotional body. Like I was just doing them because they looked good, they did feel good. I was, healthy physically, but I was so stressed all the time in fight or flight. If you don't know, if you do not have a regulated nervous system, your brain does not know the difference between being in real danger and just being a little stressed or having an inconvenience. So I would be, showing up as this peaceful, spiritual girly online and in public. And then I would go home and I would be just so wired, so worried. A little thing would happen, like, for example, my check engine light turned on and I would like cry for fear of having to, spend a bunch of money on my car. And like, that is not worth that reaction. Or even something smaller, as in like, my schedule got ruined. Somebody canceled plans on me. My day didn't go as planned. I was being such a perfectionist. I wanted to have this perfect days, perfect schedule, perfect life that I was kind of trying to show online and to other people. And so it was really detrimental to me when things didn't go right. And I would just be so stressed all the time. And I can tell you that being stressed takes so much energy. It affects the people around you. It affects your clarity, constant, brain fog, constant like freeze. I personally, you can fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I personally am a freezer. I will lock up, not know exactly what to do next. So I would be just, unable to do anything except for scroll on my phone or lay in bed because of these small inconveniences. And I have recently realized that I need to grow my capacity, and I have been working on that. And that's a real thing. And it gives you, we'll probably do an episode about that soon, but growing your capacity. And over the past year, I've started to share a lot more stuff about real ways, that people can make money online, real ways that I've been making money online, real ways that things that don't really align with that woo-woo, nice spiritual community that I had built. Because there is a lot of, negativity around people who are doing certain businesses or making money, or people who are sharing that online in that community. There's a lot of negativity around business and making money in the spiritual community. And I have been sharing more and more about that. And I have gotten thousands of unfollowers in the past year or two. And that's something that was really affecting me. Like, why do people not like me anymore? What am I doing wrong? And I realized that I'm doing everything right. Not everything, but so much more right, because the people that do not resonate with me are leaving. And they are making so much more room for people who are aligned with me and are meant to be in my circle, in my space. And it was really like, I would get, sad about it. People that I had been supporting and had been supporting me for like 10 years or more, like 10 years, 8 years, since I first started getting into the witchy spiritual community, people that had been supporting me for that long were unfollowing me. And I'm like, oh, that's so rude. But that's fine. That just means I'm not for them. And that's what I want to start doing with this show, is really be for the people that I'm for, and be not for the people that I'm not for. And that just really also goes back to the no performing, to being fully myself, and knowing that those that are meant for me are going to stay here. So if you are still listening, if you are still here, thank you. I really am hoping that I am manifesting. My intention for this episode is that it reaches all of the people that I am meant to reach, and my message gets out. So I just want to thank you for being here, and I'm really happy to be back doing this show, to rebirth this podcast with a new message and a new intention, and to be real. And I just really want to emphasize that this journey that I'm on, this journey that I'm maybe guiding you through or inspiring you through, I'm on it too. I am on this growth and healing journey too. And I just want to invite, everybody that wants to walk along it with me to be there and to come along. This is a safe space. This is a sacred space for all of the raw stuff and all of the mistakes and imperfections. And I'm just very, very happy to be here. And I'm so excited to bring my new message and my new mission to this show and to my pages. And I just am so excited for what is to come. And I'm so excited to debut the new me. I thought about even I did consider deleting all of my previous episodes. But those really show they are such a good example of how much I have grown, like either through material or speaking skills, or just, how I'm able to connect with people. It's just such a good example of that for me and for any of you who want to go back and listen to previous episodes and see how much you can grow in 2 years based on just these podcast episodes alone. And I am just I've said it already, I'm so grateful for you all to be here, and I'm so excited to rebirth this show with a new mission and to get rid of all the hiding, get rid of the performance, the people pleasing, like the stress, and like just really post and talk about what is really on my mind, what is really going on, and not try to be like somebody who's more educated or wise or whoever I think I need to be, or whoever I think that you guys will like. I am not going to be that person anymore. That's not who I am. I'm not somebody who's here to be liked anymore. Maybe I was last year or 2 years ago, somebody that was here to be liked, but no more. No more thinking about, if I make this post, what will people think about it? And I've really been thinking about all the ways that I'm still people pleasing and again hiding myself and doing things like, oh, if I post this, people won't like it. And what I've really found out is that if nobody is arguing with you, if nobody has anything to say about you, you probably are hiding to some degree. You probably are people pleasing to some degree. And I was so terrified of negative comments of, people unfollowing me. And now I have really learned to not take it personal, because people can do what they want. It's not personal. And I'm just so excited to go into this year. We just had the Chinese New Year. We are officially in the year of the fire horse. I'm not going to go into that too deep, but it is a big deal. It's a big deal. I think it's been 66 years since we had the year of the fire horse, and it's the yang year of the fire horse, which is so powerful. There is so much momentum and so much growth to be had this year, so many voices to be heard this year, and I'm so excited to be one of them that has my voice out there and I'm ready to be heard and seen. And it's just crazy thinking how different I feel now, because I thought before, just because I was unique, because I dressed how I wanted, because I did something crazy like leave my 9-to-5. Like, I thought that was me living my truth and being unapologetic. But at the same time, I was doing it in a way where I just wanted to be liked. I wanted the likes. I wanted the comments. I wanted to go viral. And now I have this community, this page that I grew that was based on that. And I am tired of getting comments like, oh, you're so inspiring, or people that just love my aesthetic, or I'm not tired of it. I know people mean that genuinely and nicely, but I don't want to be somebody who's just a pretty page to look at, somebody with just a feel-good message to look at. I want to be here for people who are really ready to face all the good and the bad, and I want to be a catalyst for all of you to really live the life that you dream of. I don't want to be a page that you can go to for a dopamine hit. I want to be a page that you can go to, or I want to be a podcast that you can listen to and really know what's possible for yourself and in this world. I want to be a podcast that you can come to when you really need a reminder that you are so capable and that you're ready to do it. I don't want to be just like somebody that I want to get complimented on my message and on my authority in this world, not just my cute outfit or my pretty day. While I still do have cute outfits and a lot of pretty days. That's not what I want to be known for anymore. And I'm ready here. I'm ready to just take this year and really grow and show up in a way that is meaningful for me and meaningful for my future, and really making decisions and stepping into the woman that I'm meant to be, and helping all of you, guiding all of you to step in to be the person or the woman that you are all meant to be. And I'm just really ready to go through it unapologetically, to no longer perform, and I'm so happy to have you guys along. I think we will do one episode a week from now on about whatever is on my mind or whatever I need to be heard. We'll talk about holistic health. I really want to do an episode about the circadian rhythm, because that's another foundation that I really found out was missing from my life. You know, like I was just doing all of these things, pulling oracle cards every day, and pulling oracle cards every day, dry brushing every day, gua shaing every day, and I was missing so many foundations around my physical and emotional health, and I was doing all these things so stressed out, and they were not working. And I definitely want to do an episode about the circadian rhythm, because that's something I've been practicing and working with for about a month now, and it has been such a game changer. And so we'll do episodes like that. We will talk about money and money mindset. I want to do an episode about, girl math and why it sucks. I want to do an episode about why we need to be resourced as people, especially in 2026 in the world we are living in, why good people need money. I want to talk about plant medicine, which is something I already did, but I want to talk about it, bigger. And I want to talk about traveling and business and all of that good stuff. So I am so excited to have this show Rebirthed, and I have all of my social medias linked in the comments, and if you really, really want to help me out, you could comment, rate, review the show. I know that helps a lot. And share it with your friends. It's going to be a bit to get this back up after not doing it for so long, but if you love it, you can help in all those ways and by tuning in. And I am just so, again, grateful that you are here with me, and I will talk to you guys next week. I hope you guys have a beautiful day and a beautiful night wherever you are tuning. A beautiful day or a beautiful night from wherever you are tuning in from. Like, just for example, see, I just messed up that speech. Past me probably would have redone it, and I'm no longer that person. So, hello and goodbye. Have a beautiful, beautiful day or night. I love you all so much. Goodbye.